Hello, 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 everyone. I hope that you are having a great day. I was thinking about the fact that I think that it's quite interesting and everything has its pros and cons, right? Including living in the state of Maryland. In this video, I'm going to share 5 pros and 5 cons. Excuse me, guys. I got to put my phone on vibrate in case my son calls. 5 pros and 5 cons of living in the state of Maryland. Now, let me just say that I've lived in Maryland just about all my life. I have moved out of state. I've moved out of state, I think, one time, but for the most part, I've spent most of my life here in Maryland. Actually, I've lived in DC, Maryland, and Virginia, but most of the time, I've been in Maryland. Okay, so again, in this video, I'm going to share some pros and some cons of living in Maryland. Okay, Maryland's not perfect. It has pros and cons as well as everything else. Okay, so let's start with the pros. Okay, because everybody likes to hear the good news first. Okay, the pros of living in the advantages or pros of living in Maryland. Okay, Maryland offers a wide variety of lifestyles. Okay, if you love the mountains, Maryland's got you covered. Okay, we have areas that have mountains. If you love living by the ocean, Maryland's got you covered. We do have properties that have ocean view, ocean side, ocean front, ocean back. We got you covered. Okay, if you love the rural, I hate that word. Rural is so simple too. Rural. Countryside. If you love farm life, we got you covered here in Maryland. You do have that option, okay? If you love a cabin in the woods, if you love to be surrounded by trees and the forest and nature, we've got you covered here in Maryland. And if you love the city life, if you are urban type of girl or urban type of dude, we got you here. There are some areas within the state of Maryland that makes you feel like you're living in the city. You know, the hustle and the bustle, the up all night. I can't think of the high-rise buildings. We have some areas within Maryland that are similar to city life. Okay, so Maryland offers a wide variety of lifestyles for you to choose from. Number 2, Maryland has great employment opportunities. Okay, especially since Maryland is so close to DC and Northern Virginia, you can commute. A lot of times people commute between the two. They may live in Maryland, but they may reside in Northern Virginia, or they may reside in DC. The other thing is, like, we're like an hour and a half to 2 hours from Philadelphia and also Baltimore. So some people take the MARC train back and forth to Maryland. Baltimore. Let me slow down. I've even met people who live in Baltimore, and they live in Baltimore, work in DC, and they live in a hotel or something and go back and forth. Like, yeah, that's extreme. But people do it because it's so close, right? Or the other thing is, like I said, they take the MARC train. So in addition to the metro and the metro bus and the metro subway, and then the MARC train, the Amtrak, the Peter Pan bus, there's so many ways to commute. I'm going to do a video about that, the many ways that you can commute throughout the DMV and beyond. But for right now, so having those modes of transportation accessible to you opens the door to more employment opportunities. Okay, so there are a lot of employment opportunities here within the state of Maryland. Okay, the other thing is that you experience all seasons: summer, winter, summer, spring, and fall. Even though spring and fall it comes and goes very quickly. Those are my 2 favorite seasons, fall and spring. They come very quick and they go very quickly. However, you do get to experience all seasons here, including the hurricane season, including the tornado sometimes, including the snow sometimes. We don't have, what is it? We don't, well, we have had a earthquake before. Anyway, the main thing is that you experience all seasons, winter, spring, summer, fall. You will experience it here in the state of Maryland. The other thing is that Maryland is close to beaches. We are close to so many beaches, including Ocean City, Sandy Point, Chesapeake Beach. We are near so many beaches. So if you love to go to the beach, we have our closest beach from where I am. It's like 30 minutes, and in some cases it may be a little longer or a little less, but 30 minutes to up to 3 hours, you have so many beaches to choose from if that's your thing. Okay, and then last but not least in terms of the pros, there are so many different style homes in the state of Maryland. You know, some places you go, the homes are all the same color, including they match the grass, not the grass, the brown. Everything is brown. You know, all the colors are beige brown. The trees are beige brown. The gravel is beige brown. Like, not in the state of Maryland. In the state of Maryland, you have so many different home styles and you have so many different options to choose from, okay? We have colonial houses. We have split foyer houses or split level houses. We have craftsmen's. We have cottages. We have ramblers and ranches. There are you can even find Mediterranean style homes. So if you like a little variety in your life, Maryland has got you covered, okay? So those are just a few things that we have in terms of benefits of living here in Maryland. Now let's move on to the cons, because like I said, with every situation there are pros and cons. All right, so in the state of Maryland, the cost of living is very high. The cost of living, unfortunately, is very high in the state of Maryland. In fact, 1 in 12 households are worth 7 figures. Now, the statistics doesn't say whether it's a two-person household or a one-income household, but there are some one-income households that are making 6 and 7 figures. But at any rate, the cost of living here in Maryland is very expensive, especially compared to other states. The other con about living here in the state of Maryland is the traffic. Oh my God, whether you are commuting within Maryland, especially going South Maryland, Southern Maryland, especially going Southern Maryland, or if you're going from Maryland to DC, or Maryland to Baltimore, or Maryland to Northern Virginia, there's always pockets of traffic. Always pockets of traffic, and you can spend 30 minutes to up to 2 hours in traffic, depending on which direction and which day. But you can spend a lot of time in traffic, okay? So traffic, okay? And I don't care if it's on Saturday or if it's Sunday, like, you'll have traffic, but it just depends on how much traffic, but you will have traffic. So the traffic in the Maryland area is very crazy, okay? Especially since we're so close to major cities, okay? We're close to DC, like I said, Baltimore, and even Philadelphia, and even New York. So we're close to those cities, those major cities, and then Washington, DC. And so, again, traffic, even if they're passing through, traffic, okay? So, traffic, and Delaware is the other thing. Well, Delaware is not a really major city, but anyway, traffic, okay? Traffic, Maryland has traffic. The other thing is that, unfortunately, you know, when you go down south, they say you have this whole Southern hospitality type of thing. Well, You won't always have that here in Maryland. I know that we're northern, but we're north, but that whole hospitality thing is not always a priority to some here in Maryland. Yeah. Yeah, people are not always nice, but at the same time, kindness is a choice, so is love, so is happiness. But don't come here expecting that southern hospitality, because you may not always get it, okay? But at the same time, it is what it is. Now, the next thing about living in Maryland, the next con about living in Maryland is that the taxes are high, okay? And so are fees. Like, for example, they have a lot of fees. Like, one of them is the front foot fee that people pay for the utilities on new homes. So anyway, so the fees and the taxes are very, very expensive here in Maryland. The other thing is, Maryland is fast paced. Like, I think all of DMV is fast paced, right? Fashion forward, fast paced. Sometimes all about me. Like, yeah, that's Maryland for you, and that's DC, and that's Northern Virginia. That's the DMV. We are fast paced here. We are fashion forward, and we do what we have to do to hustle and bustle and whatever, live life. Anyway, guys, so excuse me. So those are some of the pros and cons of living here in the DMV. Listen, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. Also, if you visited here or if you live here in the DMV or Maryland, that includes Maryland, go ahead in the comments and jot down what you think your pros and cons are of living or visiting here in the DMV or Maryland in particular, okay? Listen, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have an awesome day.